All roads lead to Paris. It's a summit for new global financing pact, and we have Juliana right there, and she has a guest for us right there at the event. I'll be speaking with Mr. Abiodun Dominic, co-founder, Friends of Nigeria, right there in Paris. Great to have you on the show.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Good morning. So tell us what you're expecting, from the summit, what's happening currently.
Yeah, interesting times here. The summit was predicated upon the COP27 climate change conference that happened in Morocco last year. And one of the mainstream discussions was about climate change, but most importantly, financing for the global south. But nothing was talked about that. And just after the COP27 in Morocco, President Macron called on the G20 to come together and made a clarion call on this summit that in this summit there will be a financial pact that will mainstream discussions on how we can finance climate. But beyond that, President Macron is saying not just the climate change pact needs finance, we also need finance with respect to health and global poverty. And this is what we discussed at this summit with all stakeholders, mainstreaming discussion with the global south, and Nigeria also is part of that discussion.
And how would you rate, Nigeria-French relations currently?
Oh, interesting. Nigeria-French relations, I think, has been growing. As a case study, for instance, Nigeria, just for context, is the topmost trade partner in France in sub-Saharan Africa. So as a matter of fact, in 2020, the trade volume between Nigeria and France was about 2.3 billion, despite COVID. In 2021, it moved from 2.3 to 3.5, and just last year was about $5.4 billion. And so the trade volume is going stronger, and we're beginning to see more interest in other non-traditional sectors, such as renewable energy, the creative sector, education, and other areas like technology and digital innovation.
Looking at, how French investors, think, what industries do you see them really keen on in Nigeria?
Well, agriculture, for instance, is playing a major role. Recently, the French Minister for State for Development was around, and an MOU was signed with the Kwara State government, for instance, to modernize livestock farming. We're also seeing interest in the creative sector and digital innovation. Also, was launched in Lagos about 3 or 4 weeks ago, the French Tech Lagos. And that's also to be able to ensure that partnerships in the France-Nigeria relations when it comes to tech, when it comes to partnerships, innovation, are beginning to get stronger. So we're seeing more startups, for instance, in Nigeria who are making France a home as a gateway to Europe. So we expect that most of these conversations will begin to happen. And just lastly also, I'm sure you also realize that we have what is called the France-Nigerian Business Council. And that is also headed by the Pact Bank chair, Igwe. And so all of these dynamics are beginning to make France an interesting destination for Nigeria. And also back, the reverse also plays a major role too. Most French investors are beginning to play more role and see Nigeria as a destination for foreign investment, and to also be able to ensure that Nigeria remains and maintains that position for the best or most important trade partner for France in sub-Saharan Africa.
Looking at what's happening here with our FX market, do you think French investors are excited with a flotation of the naira?
I mean, they're excited. I think the body language of our president, the new president, is quite interesting. So right now, I think with the policies coming out, from what the feel we get, the president is sending a very good body language, a very good gesture. And most investors are already getting excited. As a matter of fact, he's been able to, beyond the conference, where he's going to be meeting with the presidents around the world, he's been able to also allot time to meet, especially with foreign investors, on a face-to-face visit to assure them that he's here for business. So we're happy that he hit the ground running. And most importantly, also, I think also his gesture in the security arena, because as you know, most states in Nigeria are in the red zone. So with the appointment of new chiefs, signaling to people that I'm also taking security as a major focal point. So once we're able to get that set up, I think more investors will come into the country, and hopefully we have the chiefs who would also come and devour like lions and like tiger. To be able to assure and boost confidence, not just of the foreign investors, but of the diaspora also.
Fantastic. Well, it's a two-day event, and I will definitely keep tracking, what goes on there at the summit. Thank you so much. We've been talking to Abiodun Dominic Odunuga, co-founder, Friends of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.